Want to crush your book marketing without burning out? Here's how to batch everything in just one day a month. Hi, I'm Bonnie Paulson, and I'm coming at you from Finding Your Indie. And I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the best ways to utilize your time as an author, even a content creator. Like the best ways to be utilizing your time is batch creation. And batch creation sounds kind of overwhelming if you're just getting started with it. But by the time we're done with this video, I hope you see how much easier it will make things. There's a lot of talk about people talking about, I multitask really well, or multitasking is a skill. If you've ever read The One, and I can't pronounce the guy's name, but I'll definitely put a link down below. The One is a really great book that talks about why multitasking is not exactly the best thing for people to do. It is if you're walking and chewing gum at the same time, but if you notice that when you're getting into a really serious conversation, you stop walking and you talk without actually focusing on walking anymore because you need to focus. And when we're trying to do our work that we have to do as authors, we're not just admin, we're not just a marketer, we're not just a writer, we're not just a book designer or any of the things. We're all of the things as authors. Mandy and I are authors ourselves, and everything that we do, we try to teach other people how to do so that they can find success in their own definition, as well as in their own businesses and in their own lifestyle. So the things that we try to teach and try to help are things that work for us. And batching is something that works for us. I'm trying really hard to make sure and implement this correctly myself. It takes time and practice to work on making sure that your habits are in place, not just your routines and your systems. So you can set up a system, but if you don't have the habit of getting into and doing the system, your system is literally a tool that's sitting in the drawer, not being used. So that's what we want to do is kind of teach you this system a little bit. If you want more details about it, by all means, jump into boss mode, go check it out. We start boss mode in September again, but you get instant access and you can start it whenever you want. We just do it as a community the month before each quarter starts, but you can access it and start running with it as much as you want. So the biggest thing to talk about here with batching is your planning. This is not your book. You don't have to be a plotter, but you do have to plan things out for your business. And when you plan things out for your business, you are actually making sure that you're setting yourself up for success. When you know what the end goal is for the game, then you can actually make the plays so that you can get there. So you know where you're going. I used to run track and cross country when I was much younger, and we never were told to just run and we'll tell you when you're done. There was always a course that we were on. So you always had to follow the course. Here's the milestone. Here's the flags. Follow and turn around here. Go up the hill. Don't go around the hill. So there was always directions and there was always places to stop and go. That's a little bit harder to have here in the author business because everybody does things differently. Everybody hits the milestones in different times and in different ways. But if you yourself have figured out, I want to get to the X zone, I'm going to start at the D line, then that's where you want to go, and you have to identify every step in between. That will make batching significantly easier. For instance, what I've done for my video creation days is usually Mondays after I've done client work and after I've had any of my email updates, things that I need to do, unless it's the first. The first will always move my Monday video days to Tuesday or Wednesday because I usually have my client calls on Tuesdays. But Mondays are the days when I do my videos. So as you can see, I have it planned out here on exactly what videos I need to do today. And yeah, I do a lot, but that's because I plan them out so much. And it doesn't take me long to do a 2-minute video, 5-minute video, 10-minute video because I use the script and the editing is so much easier to do than what I was doing when I was doing like Camtasia. Okay, so you can see I have my videos outlined here, and then I have the main tasks that I need to work on or projects that I need to focus on for the day. So my batching is going to be finished because I'll have recorded these. They won't all get edited today, but the goal is to get them all recorded. Okay, so that's the first part. I want you to see that I am doing the things that I'm telling you what to do. I'm teaching you what I do. The reason why batch marketing works, and I'm going to actually throw this as marketing, but you can do this for anything. But marketing, you have to do. And here at Finding Your Indie, we're really pushing you to do 80% of your work needs to be on marketing and 20% on content creation. Because if you're doing the content creation, you are actually having the assets that you need to create the content, especially in this day and age, right? Where you have access to AI, you can use all these AI tools. And regardless of where you stand on AI, publicly or privately, we know that there are things that you can do, even if you're not using them for image creation, or even if we're not using them for book creation. Whatever you're doing, you still need to have something in place for batch creation yourself, right? Whether you're using the tools or not, whatever you're doing. Batching lets you create weeks worth of content and campaigns in one focused session, saving time and reducing overwhelm. But you can't just sit down and be like, oh, I'm going to create all my stuff. You need to have things lined up. So the first thing you need to do is you need to plan your month. So for instance, when I'm talking with my VA, highly recommend a Novel Choice VA. Go and check her out. She's phenomenal. But what I do is when I'm talking with her, I'm like, okay, here's the promos that I'm going to be doing this month for my pen names. Or I'm moving this specific series from KU back to my direct store, which Bonnady, beautiful. Go check it out. It's phenomenal. It's so easy to do. Even easier than Shopify. Like, let's be honest, it's easy. So I have those where I'm like, okay, we're going to do these promos. Here's the coupon codes that I've created for these. And then we come up with the social media, and I'm actually going to show you what I do for the scheduling, how we do the scheduling and what it looks like in the scheduling process. Okay. So we actually do these things, plan out the month. And then what Tanya does is she goes and she creates all of the posts, does the images if we're going to do images, if I don't already have images, if I provide images for sales and whatever, the scope of what she does is based around what we have planned for the month. So for the month of July, I have 2 releases, one for each pen name, and I have all of the social media around the focuses for the backlist. Okay, so this is something that we have. I've already determined what the focus will be for the backlist, what the release is going to be, and then what we're going to do around that. Okay, so Tanya takes that information and pushes it over, and she batches as well. She's actually a student from Boss Mode, and she is I believe she's one of the ones that has been implementing it the longest. And she adds new tasks and tools from every skill set each quarter. So she got really good at making sure that she was consistent with her newsletters. So she keeps doing her newsletters. Then the next quarter, she's like, I'm going to get really good at doing this next. And she has literally just been stacking her skills and stacking her habits so that over time, she's become this marketing machine. She's phenomenal. Okay, what this does again is it saves time and it reduces the overwhelm because here's why. Because once you have everything done, you can go and do the things that you need to do. So one afternoon, one day of focused creation is literally the best way to get into the role of things. So for instance, video recording. It takes me a while to get my voice going. It takes me a while to get my thoughts in gear. If I only did that for one video, it would be wasted effort because I could probably go for 2 to 3 hours actually just focusing and doing videos. John Logston, he's one of the owners of Author Helper Suite. Love him. Go check him out. He actually taught me some things about voice control, right? And how to prepare your voice for videos, how to prepare your voice for slowdown, how to let your voice rest in between. And so not only is my voice getting ready for videos, but my thoughts also are getting ready for videos. If you've seen some of my videos where I'm really stumbly and I'm like, oh, I can't think, that's usually because I didn't warm up properly and I just jumped into it. Or it's a video that wasn't batched because I had to hurry up and get one up. For whatever reason. A lot of my PSA videos are like that because something comes up in the industry and I have to address it like right then, okay? So that's something to think about. So we've planned our month and we're going to start this by planning out your goals and your key promotions for the month, any book launches, email newsletters, social posts, anything that you think you need to have. Now remember, I've been pushing on you 80% marketing. This doesn't mean you only need to do your promos and your launches. You should always be having something up that leads to your reader magnet. That should be consistent. You should have something on Pinterest that's pushing to like the beginning of each of your series, book ones or box sets. You should be sending to collection pages. If you're a direct store, your marketing should be even ramped up further because there is no secondary market that's going there or not, okay? So that's something that I want you to do is I want you to plan out your month. So step 2 is create content in blocks. Like I showed you, I'm doing my videos on Monday. Throughout the next 2 afternoons, because I do have client needs, I do have my own stuff that needs to be done, I will fit the editing in and I will do the editing in like 2-hour blocks on Tuesday afternoon and Wednesday afternoon. I don't need as much time to do the editing. It's actually pretty easy unless I'm doing like screen sharing or I'm doing transitions or something. Then I do need to do a little bit more time, but usually the time that I take to edit for the length of time for a video is about 1.5 to 2. Very rarely do I hit 2, but sometimes I do go up to 2 times the length of the video, but not usually. Usually it's pretty good, especially with the script because you can actually edit in the transcript and it will take out your ums, or your pauses or your likes. So that's something that's really useful. Again, Definitely recommend that if you're going to do anything that has to do with videos or podcasting or anything like that in your business, whether you're author or you're doing author extraneous, like auxiliary work, then definitely look at Descript. It's phenomenal. Come back into create content in blocks. So I showed you my videos, but you're going to also go and create all of your emails based on date and based on when you're sending them. Please send 2 emails a week. It seems to be like the best way to be sending your videos, your emails. It seems to be the best time to be sending newsletters. Your social posts, again, you'll want to have those planned out. Are you doing 2 a day for a promo, 3 a day for a promo? Like, what are you doing? And your ad copy also is good to have done at the same time, just because you're in that mindset of creating content. And I do teach doing that in a boss mode, like teach including your ads stuff when you're doing your other social media stuff, because the best thing to do is to schedule everything. Trust me, scheduling is phenomenal. You can also use templates and repurpose content to speed things up. Again, I use BookBrush. I don't use it for all of my image stuff. I actually use Canva for most of my video and like TikToks. I'm saying TikToks because video for like YouTube is from Descript, but video like for TikTok, video for the YouTube Shorts, that kind of stuff, that usually comes out of Canva. And I usually bulk create in there. So there's a lot of really great things that you can do in there. And we do teach bulk creating in boss mode in there, so you can actually see how to do it and how it's appropriate for authors, okay? The ad copy though, that's something that you really need to have. And when you repurpose your content, it is okay to reuse things because we are assuming that everybody on our list has seen our stuff and they haven't. But let's say they have. It used to take 7 touches, 7 impressions with a company or with a product for someone to actually be comfortable. And that was positive, right? Positive interaction before someone would actually buy. Now it's more like 16. I mean, the number has jumped significantly. So even if they see your stuff 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, it might not be enough to get the click and the purchase. So when we're talking about Facebook ads later, it's okay to see your ads frequency go up to 4, 5, and 6, because that is when you get the best conversions. Just a little side tip there. Okay. And then what you're going to do is you're going to do step 3, which is schedule and automate. This is so important. It is probably the most important part of all of this. You can't schedule and automate without steps 1 and 2, but you can't move forward with scaling until you have figured out how to schedule and automate your products. Okay. And your products are your social media assets, your newsletter emails, your images, your posts, all of that are your assets. Okay. So you're going to use scheduling tools to queue up your posts and email sequences so your marketing runs on autopilot. I'm going to take you into my Bonnady so you can see what BRP is up to and you can see what a schedule looks like. Okay. Okay. So as you can see, I'm inside Bonnady and this is my actual social planner section. So yes, inside Bonnady, everything is all in one place. I have one login for Bonnie and my other pen names are actually available in here as well because I have 14 pen names. So I needed something that would actually fit everything in it. And I was sick of paying for separate websites. I'm sick of having different logins, different newsletters, different whatever. And I have different newsletters for each of my pen names, but I'm not charged per customer, per subscriber. I'm charged based on how many I use. And in Bonnady, we actually just like pass the savings on to you guys. So just a heads up, but I do love Bonnady. I use it like a crazy person. And this is where Tanya comes in and she actually schedules for me and I schedule for my other websites as well. We're just going to look right in here and you can see this is the calendar feature for the social media and you can see when it's been published. You can see where it's been published to. And now if I had my Pinterest account hooked up for BRP, I don't. I have it hooked up for Bonnie. You would actually see where it would apply to Pinterest and whatever, but you can see where the actual post and what it looks like. We can actually come in here and be like, let's preview it. So let's look and see what the preview looks like. And this is me previewing it and it actually shows it for Facebook. And this is showing you what it would look like because it's already been scheduled. So this is really important. And you can see the coloring. She did all the things. All of the links are in here. Everything looks exactly like it needs to look. So we're going to actually go back and go back into this one. Okay, so as you can see, it's just scheduled in here. Now I can schedule just about anything. I can come in and see all types of stuff, my templates, my RSS feed, reviews, whatever. And I can also connect all of my social media accounts in here as well. And I can add a community, which again, that's a different video for something else. But I'm just showing you that you can actually batch your stuff and schedule it and automate it based on your tools that you're using. Now, I don't know if you're using a scheduler or not, but this is the scheduler I use. And so I can actually go in with my planner and schedule to all of those at the same time. So Bonnie can go to her Pinterest, can go to Facebook, can go to her TikTok, can go to her Facebook page, and she can go to the other Facebook pages that she's attached to with one click. I can do the same thing across with just one click and one schedule versus having to go in and schedule for each thing. Okay, so that is huge to me because it saves me a lot of time and it saves my VA a lot of time as well. So as you can see, we get a lot done, right? So batching your work is super important, as you can see. There's a lot done, and July's pretty much planned out to where I don't have to go in there. So for July, I can work on other things, which I should be doing anyway. As an author, I should make sure that the majority of my effort is going out there towards marketing. But that doesn't mean 80% of my time should be going out to my marketing. I should probably be getting and focusing more on marketing, which you really should, because people can't find your stuff if they don't know about it. And I know we see all of these really big authors and they're making so much money. Number one, they've probably been around a while and they have a newsletter list. They have a Facebook page following. They have these things, right? They've got people who follow them on Amazon or wherever they're at. You need to make plans to be successful. And that means batching your content and making sure that you're scheduled and consistent. One of the things that we push here a lot is results need consistency. If you want to have results, you need to be consistent in what you're doing. And Bonnie was dead for 2 years. She was like an inactive pen name for more than a year. She had some releases, but I didn't do anything really with them. It was just kind of half-hearted because I was tired. I didn't want to do it. And so I understand the burnout. I understand the feeling of I'm trying to do all the things, but nothing's working and I need to just quit. You don't need to feel like you're on a hamster wheel if you get your stuff done ahead of time, okay? So here's your action step. I want you to set aside one day this month. Okay, we have 2 weeks left in this month. Set aside one day in this month and you're going to batch your marketing for August or whatever month when it is that you're watching this video. Okay, so here we are in July. I want you to batch your stuff for August or for the next month. You're going to batch all of your marketing. You're going to start with planning your goals and you're going to write one email. Do one email and then plan 4 or 5 social media posts based around that email and the message that you're sending out in that email. Okay, join Finding Your Indie and watch how we're doing it because we do our videos and we make sure and do all of our posts, all of our YouTube stuff. Everything is centered around the videos that we put up. And we also have a newsletter that comes out on Tuesdays and it's all about tips and stuff that we teach. And we have everybody like learning on these things that we teach and they're simple concepts. They're not concepts that a guru is telling you, oh, I have to do it this way. It's concepts that we as authors are telling you need to be done. Go on and check out Boss Mode. We would love to have you there. Go check out Bonnady. There's some great tools and stuff there. It's all about saving money and utilizing your time more effectively. Okay, guys, hit like and subscribe, and we will see you in the next video.